football lovers. Today, I will be talking about one of the GOATs, which is no one but Messi. When people are having a discussion about who is the greatest among uh, these people that I've just mentioned, like Ronaldo and Messi, and then, you know, but me, I'm actually getting a very different story entirely about these two gentlemen, right? So basically, I want to look at how they built their lives and they got to this stage where they are today, which it should be something that we need to emulate as we are also building our own lives as well, right? So basically, at this point, I would be looking at who was actually Messi. Who was Messi? Before we actually got to know who Messi was. Well, Lionel Messi was actually born in June 24, 1987, in Rosario, Argentina, right? He was one of the greatest football players of all time, winning multiple league titles, and one of the biggest titles one of the biggest titles. You will be looking at the Ballon d'Or award. He won multiple Ballon d'Or, and leading Argentina into greater victory in 2022 FIFA World Cup, which concluded as of then. I know the World Cup that just concluded now, they were able to, be the runner-up, right? They came second when they got beaten by Spain with 1-0. All right. So basically, I want to look at who was this Messi and who is Messi today. So from the early age, Messi showed extraordinary football talent. So he was actually very, very talented. However, at 11 years old, he was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. He wasn't actually growing very tall, and his family could not afford the expensive treatment. So now is to make you understand that he is not actually coming from a very rich home, all right? Since his family could not afford a certain treatment, and his family could not afford, so many clubs admired his talent but were unwilling to pay for his medical care. So this would have been one of the biggest obstacles that would have made him to give up in football. But no, he pushed through. At 13, when he was 13, FC Barcelona offered to cover his treatment if he joined their youth academy. Messi moved from Argentina to Spain, leaving behind his family, friends, and home to pursue his dream. So that is to say, sometimes our own, um, what do we call it? Um, our comfort zone might actually be a hindrance to us, so we need to move away sometimes. You understand, which is actually a very big thing that Messi did. So his decision changed his life and marked the beginning of one of the football's greatest career. So you see, so when you're looking at Messi's, what he did, what he has not done, and all of that, whether it's good or not, I'm seeing it from a different angle, right? So Messi's first major point here was when Barcelona believed in his potential before he had proven himself. Another defining moment came after years of criticism while playing for Argentina. Although he had won nearly everything with Barcelona, he lost several international finals with his national team in 2016. After another heartbreaking defeat, he announced his retirement from international football. So everybody at a point must definitely have his own low moment. I have my own low, just like the way Messi had his own low. So instead of walking away permanently, he returned to the team. So once you try giving up, which is very normal, give up and then go back and have a routine, go back to your own table and see where you must have actually made some errors. All right. So giving up or making errors or mistakes is also part of the growth. So his Perseverance paid off when Argentina won the Copa America, that's in 2001, the Finalissima in 2022, and the FIFA World Cup again in 2022. So he went back, looked at some of his errors, he came back bigger and stronger. Now, and let us look at some of the market strategy of MESSI, right? And let his performance become, because his performance actually became his also market strategy, but relying on his result instead of controversies. Okay, he built thrust through consistent excellence over nearly 2 decades. He remained authentic, staying humble and focused rather than making or seeking attention. All right. He thought long term, building a lasting legacy instead of chasing short term fame. So his personal journey created an emotional connection with fans, making his story as powerful as his own achievement. So sometimes there are things we need to learn, and there are things we need to understand. We need to stay humble. Whatever it is, we just have to stay humble, which MESSI at a point was really, really, really very humble. So what I actually learned from MESSI, he created excellent work before focusing on promotion. He stayed consistently. He mastered his skills. You understand? He built a reputation and quality trust. And then he was authentic. He was not actually copying others. All right. So one thing again, further things that I also learned as an investor, a prospective investor, or whoever wants to be an investor, is that he invests in people based on their potential, not just on their current results. So invest in people who you actually see and all of that. Focus on their long-term goals, focus on their building brand rather than quick wins. Most of us always want to have a quick win. Like, we just want to win anyhow within the shortest period of time. And then we are not actually looking at delivering real value. Instead we are chasing attention. We are looking at who could actually pay attention to us. One keynote or some keynotes about MESSI that I'm going home with is that MESSI's journey from a young boy with a medical condition to the World Cup champion at 35, almost at the tail end of his career. A lot of people even retire from football before 35. So sometimes you may not be able to achieve your goals within the time frame you might have started. It might actually come in. So it shows that talent alone wasn't enough to help me achieve this success. He put in hard work, consistency, and all of that. You understand? And then perseverance, discipline, consistency, humility, and continuous improvement. So we need to continuously improve ourselves instead of having criticism, instead of looking at the situation where we find ourselves, instead of creating excuses. But then we are meant to understand that MESSI didn't create excuses, but rather he was actually building his long-term vision. And this year he also became second even at his age. Look at how he played at 39. I'm just marveled seeing a 39-year-old man playing the way he played at this point. It was really, 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 really amazing. So let's stay consistent and focused. May the good Lord help us as we keep building our brands. Cheers. One love.